And another video from Dave.
What's up, YouTube? This is Dave F7. This is another video to do with, will Nintendo ever get back in line with Sony? And another video from Dave. Well, Sony and Microsoft, but mainly Sony, because basically, in my opinion, I mean, let me just say this first. This video is going to upset a lot of Nintendo fans, a lot of Wii U weirdos, you know, a lot of probably, you know, Amiibo fanatics, whatever. This video has been coming for a long time. I just haven't got around to making it. I talked to Old Dirty one day about this, you know, my whole opinion about this whole subject. And, you know, after last night, Video Game Lover, shout out to Video Game Lover. His link will be in the description to his channel. He sends me videos from time to time, you know, a lot of the weirdos of what they're saying, you know, the Wii weirdos. And, you know, I don't watch a lot of these guys no more because, you know, even with the position that Nintendo is in with the Wii U and the home console market and all this bad news that they're given, you know, with not bringing the NX to E3, pretty much probably only having Zelda at E3, you know, these guys will defend that. You know, like the video he sent me. And I don't watch this guy no more because, you know, I don't have a problem with Terminator Juice. But he has took shots at me before in the past, you know, when I didn't say nothing about him. You know, one day, I think it was Video Game Lover sent me, or no, it was somebody in my live stream told me that, you know, they were talking about me on Active Gamer Life's podcast. And I was like, I don't even, you know, I've watched Active Gamer Life's podcast maybe 2 or 3 times, you know, and I don't think I commented. I might have commented, but I don't think I commented. It was him, Levelhead, Mr. T, and I know Mr. T was just in there. Me and him are cool. I've asked Mr. T a lot, you know, to be on the podcast, but I know he's filming a movie or doing something with a movie with one of my other friends on YouTube, so that's understandable. And I know when he only has time for YouTube, he has to give it to the weirdos. I understand, Mr. T. I know they're your buddies. I know they take priority over Dave's podcast. That's fine. It's understandable. But, yeah, it was Mr. T, Terminator Juice, Levelhead, Gamer, and Active Gamer Life, and I think that Tony guy, you know, the one, now, I've had issues with him with, I think that's the one with KFD. Now, them I have commented to, because I've heard a lot of stupid things on their Predictors podcast. But, yeah, they go, oh, like, Levelhead brings me up over some old shit a while back ago about Christmas that I didn't even say it the way he said it, but it is what it is. And they're all like, yeah, I don't know that, Dave. And then all of a sudden, the one that says he don't know me is saying more about me than the other ones that do know me, they say. So it's just a trip. How, you know, they watch your videos. They don't have nothing better to do. They hate what you're going to say about Nintendo because it's the fucking truth. Nintendo is flopping hard on the market, period. Nintendo is not what they used to be. In my opinion, when Sony came along, when they were trying to strike that deal with Nintendo, and Nintendo pretty much, you know, said fuck, you know, pretty much said, you know, stuck it to Sony and said, no, we're not doing it. Fucking Sony got in line, pushed Nintendo aside, and pretty much been in line ever since, and Nintendo's been out of line. And then time has passed, and Microsoft got online, and Nintendo's just been in the back of the line. You know, I don't even think they're in line. You know, to be honest with you, I don't. I think they're over in the food court somewhere getting some fucking punch or something. You know, they're not in line at the big stage of E3. They're not even like, Nintendo really isn't even a part of E3, you know, if you really look at it, you know. They're there, but they're not. You know, it's like they're in line, but they're not in line, like how I'm saying. Like, I think ever since Sony came, what was it, the 5th generation, Nintendo's just been an afterthought, you know. They should have done that deal with Sony, you know, but they thought they were better than Sony. They still thought they were the top dog, and they learned fast they're not. And I don't think Nintendo still gets that through their head. They're not king of the industry anymore. You know, they may be king of the handheld market for kids, but they're not king of the home console market. You know, that's why they focus on Amiibos and handhelds, you know, kid stuff. But yeah, I'm just wondering, you know, Terminator Juice asked a question in his video. What's the difference, you know, basically with them being at E3 revealing the NX or later on? He feels we're going to get, like, you know, 2 E3s. He thinks it's okay for them just pretty much to show Zelda. You know, he says Zelda deserves its own spotlight at E3. Yeah, okay, so Zelda is going to be the only thing they bring to E3, and you're going to have Sony and Microsoft just dominating it with games. You know, that's going to look real good. Even though I love Zelda, Zelda's a great franchise, I may not be on the level of a Zelda fan as Terminator Juice, but I don't think that's just enough to bring to E3. They're going to be the laughing stock of E3 again, like previous years, you know. They got to bring a show or don't come at all. And I think it's, you know, I think it'd be better for them not to come at all than come with just Zelda and be the laughing stock of the gaming industry for how many years at E3? You know, I mean, come on. You know, he says, you know, them basically, you know, Zelda deserves its own spotlight, and basically that's going to keep the momentum going, and then they're going to drop an NX, you know, direct later on, so it's going to be like, get 2 E3s. Why not come to I'll answer your question. Them not coming to E3, Terminator Juice, would be the dumbest thing they could do. By the time, say Sony does show the Neo, and say Microsoft has, you know, an Xbox 1.5 or a newer Xbox, I saw some reports say something like that, whatever. Say they bring new models, let's just say that. Upgraded models, more powerful. And Nintendo just brings Zelda. Okay. People are going to be all focused the holiday season on buying the Neo and the Xbox 1.5 or whatever it's going to be called. The NX will be an afterthought, kind of like how, you know, it's starting to become after this latest news, you know. It's going to be an afterthought. If people are going to buy their shit, you know, at the holiday, most parents are just going to get their kids' stuff on the holiday. You will have parents that do wait till income tax to get their kids, because there are parents that do that. They may get an NX, but the NX sales will not be as good as if they showed it at E3 to bring it to, you know, holiday season. I don't think it's, you know, I think even revealing at E3, even if they're going to release it later on, at least get people aware. Maybe some of them kids will want to hold off, you know, or do the pre-order or whatever, you know. But them not showing nothing but Zelda and the Wii U's name already, you know, basically how, you know, the Wii U is what the Wii U is. The Nintendo name being tarnished and drugged through the mud even more. Nintendo's just not the same. You know, their name, when mentioned, is not the same. It's not. Sorry. Unless you're talking about amiibos or handhelds, then their name's pretty good, I guess. But when it comes to home console market, Nintendo's a joke. You know, it really is. You know, and it's a shame. I would like to see Nintendo get back on that level like they were in the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis. But let's all be real here. That was how many, you know, years ago? What, I mean, come on, let's think about it. Let's really think about it. How long ago was that? I love the N64, don't get me wrong, but let's be real. That's when most people say that's when they started going downhill. I think it's the GameCube. You know, I don't hate the GameCube as much as I say, but I played a lot of good games like Geist and Resident Evil 4. You know, I played True Crimes. I think it was one of the streets of LA on there. If it was New York or LA. I don't know if it was New York or LA. I can't remember. But it had third party. You know, a lot better support than the Wii U has. The Wii U doesn't even have third party. You know, the Wii to me was something made for like nursing homes. I've seen it at bowling alleys. You know, stuff like that. You know. Basically to keep people in shape that didn't want to go to a gym. You know, that was not a gaming console to me. Sorry. So to me, it started with the GameCube. Most people say the N64. The N64 to me will still be my favorite console of all time. And one of my favorite games of all time is on the Super Nintendo, Zelda: Link to the Past. I love Zelda just as much as many people. Probably not as much as Terminator Juice. But them just bringing that to E3 and it being a game changer like he thinks it's going to be, that better be a pretty big damn game changer to steal the show of E3 compared to all what Sony and Microsoft's going to show, even if, and on top if they bring new consoles, you know, or upgraded consoles or whatever, you know. Yeah, I don't even think Zelda's going to be enough, to be honest with you. But we'll see. My crystal ball right here basically says Nintendo will be the laughing stock of the industry for another E3. You know, it's going to happen. So let me ask you guys this question. Answer me this, and Nintendo. I want to know if Nintendo sees this video. Miyamoto, the new president. Nintendo fans, we weirdos, ask me this question. When will Nintendo ever get back in line with Sony? Just with Sony, you know. And now you got Microsoft, you know, in line too. But when are they ever going to get in line with Sony again? You know, since Sony pushed them out of line, and they've never got back in line. They're not even in the back of the line. When are they going to get back in line? Can you Nintendo fans, Wii U weirdos, Nintendo, Miyamoto, any of you guys tell me, when are you going to get in line and compete with Sony, you know, and Microsoft? Or is it just going to be like this all the time where, you know, basically Nintendo's nothing but a rumor because they don't have nothing, you know? That's why there's so many damn rumors, because they got nothing going on. The Wii U is a waste. It's a waste. It's a fucking, it's a sinking ship that's sinking very slowly, and, you know, it's a disgrace. They're literally taking the Nintendo name and just dragging it through the mud. Just dragging it. The Nintendo name is tarnished, in my opinion, when it comes to home console market. I like Nintendo just like a lot of people, but Nintendo has not been the same company for years, you know, for decades. You know, it's not. When it comes to the home console market, you know, and anybody thinking that the NX is not a home console, and that we're going to need two game, and this is their, I mean, I'm not, now, the person that brought that up, I know I've heard this from other people. They think that, you know, I'm not taking no shots at, that's my buddy from One Light, Kenoshi. I know he brought that up, but I'm not taking shots. I like Kenoshi. But he brought up the whole 2 gamepads. This is our chance to get 2 gamepads. I highly doubt that. You know, that's not it. That's not what the NX is a home console. Anybody thinking the NX isn't a home console, with what's going on with their Wii U and the home console market right now, I'm sorry. I don't know what you're seeing. You might be blind. You gotta be blind and deaf, not even hearing what's going on. You know, I'm sorry. That anybody not thinking this is a home console, you know, to replace this fucking disaster, horror show in the gaming industry right now, you need to open your eyes or go to an eye doctor. Maybe check your hearing, something. I don't know. But yeah, I want to ask you guys, when will Nintendo get back in line with Sony and Microsoft? You know, ever since Sony came, what was it, the 5th generation, pushed Nintendo out of line. They didn't do the deal with them with the whole thing that they were working on. And, you know, pretty much got, you know, they thought they were top dogs still, and they learned fast that they're just a little fish in the food chain. Fucking Sony's a shark, and it's pretty much dominated the water for a while now. It's ruled the ocean, you know, and Nintendo's just a little goldfish, just swimming with their little amiibos. But yeah, I know this video will probably upset a lot of people, but it needs to be said. I brought it up to All Dirty. I was like, when will Nintendo ever get back in line? You know, they even made comments they're not in competition with Sony and Microsoft. So who are they in competition with? Themselves, you know? They're even making themselves look bad. I mean, I just think they look terrible in the gaming market right now. This was their chance to shine. This was their chance to come out E3, you know, say it was a powerful console like, you know, some of the rumors have been, you know, steal the show. You know, now they're going to come to E3 with just one game. Even though it's a top game, Zelda, it's not enough. And I don't think Zelda is going to be as much of a game changer. I think Zelda will be a great game, but I don't think it's going to change the open world market of games. No, it's not going to be any different really than a lot. It's going to be a little bit different, but not a game changer. No. Sorry. And the reason that game was pushed back was for the NX, you know. That's for the home console, the NX. I doubt highly it's just a handheld, like a lot of people are saying. They wouldn't have pushed, you know, Zelda U back, or let's just be real with it, Zelda NX. Nobody's gonna want Zelda U when the NX comes out. But yeah, let me ask you guys this question: when will Nintendo get in line with Sony again? Tell me in the comments section. Oh, and Microsoft, or will they just, you know, stay in the food court for a while, eating chips and drinking juice? Tell me in the comments section. More videos to come. Thank you, YouTube.